Hello everyone, we're going to get started here in just a moment with our class. So if you need to modify your space around you, go ahead and take care of that. If you have your space ready, if you need to grab water or need to go to the bathroom, now's a great time to do that. I'm Master Jon. We're filming this at our Fairfax location. Behind me are Mr. CJ and Mr. Jon, and they're going to be helping us out with our techniques today. For some of you, when we do our rank requirements, if you keep an eye on which of our instructors you should follow, they'll be doing some of your techniques. They're not necessarily going to do it the whole time, but they will show you a few times in a row what you should be doing in case you're confused. Now remember, if you lose track or for some reason you can't quite follow it, you can always check our YouTube page, which you should already be on, or our Facebook page, which hopefully you're also attached to. And you can either check the modules on the Facebook page, or if you go to the YouTube page, you can find your kicking requirements. The best way to get to that, though, might actually be through the website. If you go to website, go to student resources, go down to the curriculum, click on either color belt or black belt, depending on your rank, and then find your rank. From there, you have your modules. If you click on them, there's videos of us demonstrating your techniques as well as teaching them a bit if you need that. But everyone, hopefully that was enough time for you to get this all sorted. We're getting started. So let's face towards our flag. Good. And come yang. And let's face toward each other. And come yang. All right. To warm up today, we're going to run through a few things. So first thing, take one of your legs, pick it up for me. We're going to hold it not a long time, pretty short. I don't care what you do with your arms. You can do whatever you like as long as you're able to hold still. Now, switch that leg. So now the other one's up, other one's down. Usually one side is going to be more comfortable than the other one. If you do need to put your foot down, that is certainly fine. I would always prefer you to put a foot down versus fall, so please don't fall. Now, take that leg that's up, put it behind you so you're more sideways. Back hand to chin, front hand to back. Pick up your front leg. We're going to hold. It's nice and easy. Your knees should be above your foot, and we're trying to be as stable as possible, as still as possible. Put that foot down, switch feet. Same thing on this side. Again, back hand to chin, front hand to back. I'm going to pick up that front leg. Again, we're just doing a nice, easy hold here. Nothing too crazy. Good. Go ahead and put that leg down. Switch back to the first side for me. Now, before we give you some options, I want us all together to do this drill. We're going to take our back knee up and down. Essentially, we're doing a knee up motion. Notice that my foot never passes my back leg. At the same time, we're going to hop. So now we're going to hop, everyone, and pick up your knee and move. When you do this, your shoulder may shift a little bit, but we shouldn't be overturning. Your back leg is always landing behind you. My front leg's in the blue, back foot in the red. My red foot never touches the blue. Go ahead and switch feet. Same thing on this side now. Go ahead. So again, start with your bounce. Pick up that knee. Good. Nice and easy. Now watch as your leg comes up. Don't let that foot come in front of the leg. Stay as back. Don't let it pull up to the side either. Looking for a straight line with your motion. 3, 2, 1, and come on for me. Now, I'm going to have Mr. Jon and Mr. CJ do two different things for me. So you can choose which of these you would like to do. Mr. Jon is going to keep to that knee motion, but now he's going to be moving forwards in this square and backwards. He's always going to keep his eyes looking towards you, and I want you to do the same, but that's what he's going to be doing. Mr. CJ, on the other hand, is going to put one of his legs up, and he's going to move forward and backwards by hopping. So he's going to pick his hands up. He's going to move nice and easy. He's going to keep his knee that's up pointed again at the camera at you, and he's going to keep his eyes looking where his knee's pointing. He's moving backward, forward. For both of these guys, I'm going to have them switch feet when I ask them to. So after you've picked which one you want to do, try to stay with us as well. So ready, gentlemen, get in position, and seat up. So go. So again, Mr. CJ, notice he's taking small hops. Those small hops really help him to stay in control of his body. It's just a warm-up. He's not trying to jump as far as he can. He's trying to stay balanced. For Mr. Jon, notice how regular he's moving. He has a rhythm. He's keeping that rhythm the whole time. He didn't start really fast and he's now slowing down. He didn't start slow and now he's going faster. He's just been going continuously. Everyone go ahead and switch feet for me now. Same thing. When you switch, you may find a little hitch in your movement. You may lose your balance a little bit. That's fine. Just take a second and then come back to it. No big deal if you need to pause. Good. Stopping in 3, 2, 1, and come on, stop for me. Now, everyone, before we stretch, which we're just about to do, I'm going to take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Again, in and out. All right, now let's stretch. Take both your arms up over your head for me, way up high. Hana, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, and yo. Now let's come down towards our toes. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, come on up. Let's go halfway down towards one side. Make sure that even if your hands are on your legs, you're not putting pressure on them. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now switch to the other side. Remember to lean towards that foot. If you don't feel much of a stretch when you're upright, that's okay. Lean a bit until you do. And 3, 2, 1. Everyone spread your feet a little wider. We're going all the way down towards one side now. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now straighten that leg and let's bend the other one. Same thing down. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now keep your feet where they are, but straighten both of your legs, and we're going down towards the middle. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now come on down towards your right foot for us. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, and now the left. Remember, your first goal is to put one hand on that foot while keeping your legs straight. And then your goal is to get the second hand once you've got the first one. And again, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the ground, toes up to the ceiling. Spread those feet wide. As you're coming down, breathe, relax. Try to come smoothly. If you start bending your leg, you've gone too far. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, and sit down now, everyone. Keep your legs out wide and your toes pointed up. We're going to stretch down again to our right foot first. Mr. CJ, can you count for us?
Yes, sir. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요.
Thank you, sir. Over to our other leg, everyone now. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, put your hands in the middle, everyone, and push yourself forward. See how far can you go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now bring your feet together. Keep your legs straight, and we're going down towards our ankles, our toes, our heels, however far you can go without bending those legs. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now bend one of your legs for me. Keep the other leg straight. We're going to grab a hold of the inside of our foot by our big toe. We're going to coming down towards that bent leg. Mr. John, would you count for us, sir?
Yes, sir. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 일, 아홉, 요.
Thank you. Now everyone bring your bent leg over top that straight one and hug it in for me. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now take your opposite arm over that bent leg and push backward. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. And yo, take that bent leg out. Bring your straight leg on inside. Grab a hold the inside of that foot and then come down towards the bent leg. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, bring your bent leg over top your straight leg now. And again, hug it in. When you're hugging it in, you want your toes to be going sideways, not forwards. If they point ahead, that's going to keep you from pulling your leg in all the way. And ideally, you want that foot by the ground. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. Yo, now take your opposite arm over that bent leg and again push backwards. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. And yo. Everyone, we're moving on to push-ups next. We're going to do an elbows in style push-up today. On this push-up, what you're looking to do is take your hands. They could actually be at a normal distance. That's fine. But this gap that you usually have from your elbow to your body, we want to get rid of that. So ideally, I'm going to turn my hand a little bit out. I don't want to have to turn my hand all the way. We want to avoid that, but we turn our hand a little bit more than we normally would. And then our elbow is scraping our sides. I want you to think about it like a horse stance and a punch. When you punch, you pull that hand right back in and it touches your side. When you do this push-up, same thing. That's the goal. Now I say goal because that's often a very difficult thing to do. It's a hard push-up. So how do you get to that? Well, we have our hands out and we do a normal push-up. Notice that my elbows are down a bit. If my normal push-up's up here, I got to start somewhere. So I start pulling it down toward my feet. And then as I keep going, I have one of two choices to make. Either I can just keep rotating my hand a bit more as my elbow sucks in and touches toward my side, or I can move my hands in a little closer and keep my angle the same. So one of those two options is fine, but you know you've missed the mark. You know you've gone too far when you can't bend yourself all the way down, when you're losing distance on the push-up. We want to avoid that. So Mr. Jon, Mr. CJ, they're going to do our elbows in style push-up with us today. Everyone, we're going for 1 minute. Reminder that you should take breaks when you need to. It's always a good idea to take a break if your push-up is deteriorating, if your technique is not good anymore. If you can go the whole time without taking a break, great, do that. But if you need to take a break, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, we're going to get started in a few seconds. So everyone go ahead and get into position, starting that high plank, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and C-jump, begin. Now, notice a couple things here as you watch. Their heads are staying back. They're not pushing their chin forwards, so that way their head's touching the ground first. They're taking their time. This is not a super fast push-up. This is one we're going to take our time with it. And notice that they're both going very deep. That's what I wanted you to be able to show me. If you can't go that deep, then we need to check your starting position. If your starting position needs work, great. Let's find it there. If after fixing the starting position, we need, or you still can't quite do it, that's okay. That's where we're looking at, right? That means we need just practice. But if you're starting in a bad spot, in a difficult spot, you're making a hard technique even harder, which we're avoiding. Now, everyone, we have about 10 seconds left. So if you haven't needed a break yet, that's great. But remember, you do have time to take breaks if you need them. Now we have 5 seconds left. Make sure your body stays straight and still. Even if you only get 1 or 2 more push-ups, and that's fine. 3, 2, 1, and go on, stop. Now everyone go ahead and stand up for me. Fix your dobok, that's your uniform. Fix your D, that's your belt if you need to. And once you're done with that, everyone, go ahead and make an attention stance for me. We're gonna do a couple quick warm-up kicks today before moving on to our pumse, our forms, and our chagi, our kicks. We're also going to end with another kick. So a lot of kicks today. Now, everyone, go ahead and step your left leg out and do a Jumbi ready stance for me. Now, take your right leg back for me. Show me sparring stance. Now, I'm going to have us do this. Mr. Jon, can you turn face the mirror for me? Mr. CJ, can you stay facing towards our camera? So, Mr. Jon, can you actually make your sparring stance sideways? Thank you, sir. Now, everyone, we're going to do a couple kicks, like I said. Now, a couple meaning 2. They're going to be 2 on every count. I'm looking for a front leg, ball of foot from snap kick, followed by a front leg, top of foot, roundhouse kick. On each one, you should drop the foot down in between. So again, it's going to be on my count, front snap kick, drop, round kick, drop, and then we've reset. If you're getting confused about one direction, check Mr. Jon. Again, you can see him in profile, and Mr. CJ, you see him head on. Ready? So front snap, then round. Good. Again, toe. Good. Now, if you see everyone, Mr. CJ's arm is dropping every time when he's kicking. So try to do that as well. Set. Good. And they're back on their feet as quick as they can. Net. Good. Notice everyone, that bottom foot, the down foot, the non-kicking foot, it does twist a bit as we're especially going to that roundhouse kick. One more on this side. Pulse it. Good. Now everyone go ahead and switch your feet for me. As higher belts, I don't have any question about your ability to snap your leg to get this kick out. But the tricky part is often in the foot position. Are you quick enough and have good enough control to go from that ball of foot to that top of foot with the amount of speed that you already possess? So check that for me. Ready? This leg now. So again, snap kick, round kick. Good. Let's do it again. One more, everyone. Pulse it. Good. Now, everyone, we're going to do one more of these, but we're changing our position again. This time, Mr. CJ is going to be in profile. So, Mr. CJ, can you turn face Mr. John? Mr. John, thank you, facing the other way. Everyone, last time we had a front snap kick, which is a ball of foot kick, followed by a roundhouse kick. This time, we're doing that roundhouse kick first. So, top of foot, roundhouse kick. Now, on this one, I want you to land down sideways because we're going to follow it up with a side kick. Now, be careful. We're coming from a snapping kick, but you should not snap this side kick. If you see me sideways, I'm going to pick up my front leg for my round. I turn all the way to you. And when I do my side kick, I'm stomping out. My knee, notice, goes away from my body. I need that from you. I don't want you to pick up your leg and snap out for that side kick, right? It's not very good for the balance. So let's take a look for it. Ready, everyone? We have our sparring stance. And hana. Good. So same leg twice, everyone. Same leg twice. Take your time with this one. Let's do it again. Go. One. Round kick, then side kick, right? Round kick, then side kick. Let's do it again. Sit. Good. Now the arms are a little tricky on this one because last time the arm did the same thing. This time the roundhouse kick, arm goes back. Side kick, my arm tucks in. Net. Good. One more, everyone. Pulse it. Good. And again, everyone, switch your feet for me. So that was one side. Now we have our other side. Usually, and especially with the side kick, people have a preference. You prefer one leg over the other one, and that's fine. Still have to do both, but it's good to know which one you prefer because when you have a choice, you should often go with that one, unless you're trying to improve the other one for some reason, which is always a good idea when you practice. Ready? Hana. Again, be extra careful of that foot position. If you need to slow down your kick to do that, that's fine. Toe. Good. Sit. Right there. Good. I like how our hands are up, everyone. Keep that for me. Net. Toss it. Good. And then come on back, everyone. Again, take a nice deep breath in. And out. If you're coming down to a jumbi, it times out perfectly. Now, everyone, we're going to move on to our pumses, our forms. If you know your form, you can start it right away. You don't have to wait for us. But we're going to go through 4 forms today. Taigo Ojung, Taigo Gyukjung, Taigo Chiljung, Taigo Pajung. If you need choreo or one of the black belt forms, if you don't know it already, I recommend, again, checking our YouTube page. All of our forms are on there. Or you can find it through the Facebook page or the website. So your choice. Now, Mr. CJ is going to take one step back for me. He's one square. He's going to face forwards the whole time. Mr. John is going to do the opposite. He's going to come up to this red and blue line right here for me. He's going to face towards the flag, which is that normal position. Mr. John, can you actually take one square in for me? I don't want you to get too cut off. Now, everyone, I'm going to call these forms. So if you don't know what to do, that's fine. You can listen to me, or you can do it on your own. And again, you can also watch our gentlemen here who are going to be demonstrating. You're going to see it both the direction that you would normally do it, which is Mr. John, and you'll be able to see Mr. CJ's hands, which should help you out quite a bit. Now, we're starting with Taigok Ojung. And again, if you don't need this form, everyone, or if you are ready with your form, you can start your forms as well right now. Go ahead. So, gentlemen, Taigok Ojung, we start with a left front stance, low block. Show me. Come back, and a left hammer fist. Good. Step into a right front stance, low block. And again, come back to a hammer fist. Now, stepping forward, left front stance, front hand out to unblock, back hand out to unblock, front snap kick, land in a front stance, again, front hand downward back fist, back hand out to unblock, front snap kick, again, front stance, front hand downward back fist, back hand out to unblock, step forward into a front stance, downward back fist, and key up. Good. Good. Now, everyone, from where you are, taking your back leg, your left leg, you're going to spin it over behind you toward your right. So go ahead and turn for me until your left leg is in front. You have a back stance, single knife middle block. Now, check your legs. Make sure your back leg is heavier than that front leg. Now, grab your hand, step into a front stance, and then out to an elbow. Good. Now, we're going to take that front leg, that right leg, step it straight back behind you, do a back stance, single knife block, grab that fist, and step into a front stance out to an elbow strike. Now, you're going to take your left leg and step it toward the left, 90-degree turn. You're going backwards now. So go ahead and step into a left front stance, low block, and out to unblock with that backhand. Then a front snap kick, land again into a front stance, low block, and out to unblock. Now, that left leg, again, that back leg is going to come in to touch the right before it turns to the left into a front stance. We have a high block with that. Now, here's a tricky move. We have a side kick with a punch. So you need to turn your body far enough that you can punch and side kick together. Go ahead and do that for me now. So front stance, side kick, punch, land forward. That front hand stays up. That's your right hand, left arm. I'm going to do an elbow strike. Now, step your right leg straight back for me. Go ahead and do a front stance, high block. Again, that side kick and punch. Okay, land front stance. Again, that hand stays up until it hits on that elbow. Now going towards the back again. We're doing a left front stance towards the back, low block. Then a front snap kick, out to unblock first. Front snap kick into a small hop, and then a back fist and an X stance. If you're confused on X stance, think about it like a side kick. You're doing a cross step side kick, but you stop. Don't forget to key up and paro. Come on back. Good. So everyone go ahead and reset for me now. Again, that was Taigo Jon. If you have any question on that, make sure you let us know. But we'll move on to Taigo Jon next. Ready? Left front stance, low block. Front snap kick that we pull right back into a back stance. Front hand out to unblock now. Into up block. Turn around. Right front stance, low block. Front snap kick. Pull it back. Front hand into up block. Now stepping forward, left front stance. Backhand, right hand is in high into up knife hand block. Right hand. Now roundhouse kick with that back right leg. Turn to the left into a left front stance, high into out block. So not a straight up and down high block, but high into out. Reverse middle punch, front snap kick, land it forward, and punch. Good. Now take that right foot, step it straight back. Front stance, high into out block. Again, reverse middle punch, front snap kick, land forward into again reverse punch. Now the left leg comes back to a jumbi position. We're doing a double low block to the side, so it's coming down. From there, we're stepping our right foot forward into a front stance. Left hand high into out knife block, round kick and key up before you spin all the way around. So now we're back towards our original left side. We have a front stance low block, a front snap kick that we pull back into a back stance, front hand into up block, then a turnaround. Be careful not to step. It's a turnaround. So back foot should shift over into a front stance low block, snap kick that we pull back. Again, front hand into out. Now, here's the ending. That right foot should step towards the back, even though your eyes are going to be looking forward. So you step back into a back stance double knife block. Then again, step back into a back stance double knife block. Then we step back into a front stance, front hand sideways or out twin palm pressing block, I should say, reverse punch. And then again, step backwards into a front stance, front hand out twin press block, reverse punch, key up, and then the tricky part here, everyone, is the right foot, not the left foot like normal, but the right foot comes back to our jumbi. Right there. Good. Now, gentlemen, go ahead and reset for me, please. Everyone, we have 2 more forms to do, but again, if you know yours, you don't need to wait for us. We're doing Taigo Jon next. We're going to move a little faster now because the belts are a little bit higher. Ready? Left tiger stand, backhand side palm press block. Front snap kick that you pull back into a back tiger stand. Front hand out to unblock. Turn around. Backhand side palm press block. Front snap kick, pull back. Front hand out to in. Going forward now. Left back stance, double knife 1. That's a low double knife, I should say. Step forward, everyone, again into a back stance, double knife 2. Now, left foot's going to come up for a new tiger stance. Front hand is a sideways palm press block. Back hand's going to reach down and do a back fist. As it does the back fist, both your hands go from open to fist. We do a turnaround now. Now the right hand does the out to in palm press block. Left hand reaches down and back fist. Good. Now our left foot comes to our right foot. Our right fist comes to our left hand. We're going to bend our legs, come up, and you should push. When you push, it's right about your eye height. Now left front stance. Left scissor block followed by right scissor block. Then right front stance, right scissor block, then left. Now, take that left leg, spin it behind you again, all the way to the right. We have a back stand, double forearm middle block. Now, go to a knee, the grab, do a double uppercut and an X stance. Step back into a front stance and an X block. Now, our front leg steps back. And again, we do a double forearm outside block. We grab to a knee. We step into an X stance, double uppercut, step back into a front stance, then an X block. Now we're finishing. Our left foot is going to go towards the back with a back fist. We open that hand up and do an out to in crescent kick and land in the elbow. Good. Then we pull our foot back and do another back fist. Then we do another out to in crescent kick, land into a horse stand in that same elbow. Then we have a single knife middle block, step horse stance, side punch, and kia. And again, just like normal, everyone, our left leg will come back on this one. Paro, left leg will come back. Good. Now, we have one more form to do. If you've already been performing your forms a long time today, you should take a break. But if you need this one or you feel good, it's our last one today. So Junbi, ready. Taigo Pajang, this is our brown stripe form. Left back stance, double fist middle block. Shift into a front stance, reverse middle punch. Front leg, jumping front snap kick. Land in a front stance, front hand out to and block, double punch, step front stance, punch, and kia. Good. Now take your left leg, spin it over towards the right, do a reverse front stance, half mountain block. Shift into a front stance, front arm grabbing, back arm uppercut. Now we're going to cross step. So cross step in front on this one. Again, reverse front stance and half mountain block. Shift into a front stance. Again, front arm grabbing, back arm is an uppercut. Now, that front leg is going to do a stomach side turn. That's a weird turn for us. So stomach step into a back stance, double knife, looking forward. Step backward, look forward. Shift front stance, reverse punch. Into a front snap kick that you pull back to where it started. Take one step back and a tiger stance, front hand palm press block. That's going to be with the right leg in front. Now you're going to shift into a left tiger stance and a double knife block. Your front leg is going to do a front snap kick, land in a front stance, reverse middle punch, pull that leg back now into a tiger stance, up front hand out to in palm press block. Then we turn around. Again, we do a double knife block. We do a front leg front snap kick, land front stance, reverse punch, before we pull back and do a front hand palm press block. Good. Now we have a right foot that's going to step towards the back, towards where you started. So right back stance, double fist middle block. Sorry, double fist low block, I should say. Take that hand down. From there, do a front snap kick into a jumping front snap kick. That's two kicks. Land front stance, out to in block, punch kia. Now your left leg needs to turn all the way around towards the right. So take your left leg around, back stance, single knife block, shift front stance, elbow, back fist, punch, then do a turnaround and do a right back stance, single knife block, and then front stance, elbow, back fist, and punch. Poro, come on back. And show. Now everyone, from where you are, go ahead and sit down for me because we're going to do some stomach exercise today. So Mr. Jon, if you move back a little bit, Mr. if you come forward and rejoin us, everyone, we're going to do some leg lifts. So go ahead and lay down on the ground, put your hands underneath you, keep your legs straight, body flat, make sure your shoulders stay on the ground as well as your head. We're going for 30 seconds on this one, not too long, but a little bit, starting in 3, 2, 1, and sit up, begin. Good. Now everyone, a couple of notes on this. Number one, notice how their legs are straight. As they come up, their legs don't bend. As they come down, same thing. So please keep your legs straight. Number two, notice that their feet are connected. They're touching each other. They're not spread apart, and they're certainly not crossed. I want you to do the same thing. Lastly, number three, this is a tricky one, but notice they're not going so high that their hips are leaving the ground. Their hips are actually staying in contact with their hands, which are underneath them. That's what I want from you. If you go farther than that, you're actually using a different muscle, which is not what I'm looking for. Now we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on, stop for me. Everyone from where you are, go ahead and stand up. Fix your dobok, fix your D. Now, Mr. CJ and Mr. Jon are going to turn and face toward each other, everyone, and we're going to do some kicking. So today when we do our kicks, we're going to go through our belt level kicking combinations. If you know what yours is, you can start it right away. But if you don't know what it is, listen to me, watch them. We're going to go through some ranks. Mr. CJ is going to focus on our stripe belts. Mr. Jon is going to focus on our solid belt. So gentlemen, can you come to a 2 square distance, please? Thank you. Face each other. Jet. And come yang. Sparring stance. Good. Mr. Jon, for this first one, we're doing blue belt. We're going to do a front leg jumping front snap kick for me, please. Mr. CJ, we're doing blue stripe. We're going to do a front leg jumping roundhouse kick for me. Everyone, Mr. Jon will be starting. See ya. Good. So everyone, when you're doing a jumping kick, your posture is extra important. You want to make sure your back is upright. When you jump, you don't want to contort yourself. Don't jump so high that you need to modify anything. Gentlemen, go ahead and stop for me. Everyone, that was that first one. Now, we're moving on to our next one. By the way, if you're still kicking, you should be, if you know your technique. Mr. CJ, next, I'm looking for a round kick, spin, jump, roundhouse kick. Mr. Jon, I'm looking for a jumping back kick. And Mr. CJ, please begin. Good. Again, everyone, that posture is extra important, especially when you add a spin into our technique. Because if you are off balance, it's really going to show when you're landing. You want to try to move in one straight line. Good. And go ahead again. Stop for me, gentlemen. We're moving on to red belt and red stripe. Red belt, Mr. Jon, I'm looking for a jumping back hook kick. Mr. CJ is a flying back kick. If there's any poon belts, you have flying back hook kick. And black belts, I'm going to trust you to know your technique. Mr. CJ, we have you starting on this one, sir. Good. Anytime you have a flying kick, everyone, you want to watch your shoulder. Whether it should stay tight or loose a little bit more will depend on the kick that's going along with it. But especially if you are struggling with your kick, or even if you're just getting tired, it's a good idea to do it on the ground instead of jumping every now and then. For a flying kick, that would usually make it a stepping kick. So a stepping back kick, a stepping back hook kick. For a round kick, back kick, snap kick, hook kick, you just do it on the ground, no big deal. And stop for me, gentlemen, please. Now, everyone, I know that we started last time with our blue belts because red belts were going to do the belt level requirement. For this one, I'm going to give the red belt ranks first because I'm looking for a review technique from you. So, Mr. CJ, with red stripe today, can I have round kick, back, hook kick, please? Round kick, back, hook kick. Mr. Jon, with our solid red belt, can we have this? Can I get roundhouse kick into a cross step side kick, please? Roundhouse kick, cross step side kick. Mr. Jon, please begin for us. Now, everyone, the nice thing about a cross stepping kick is that it sets your hips into the proper position. It's a bit slower than a skip. When it comes to sparring, you're going to want to skip. But in terms of learning, in terms of drilling that motion, a cross step is a really good option, and it will really help you out. Good, gentlemen, take a break for me. We're moving back to our first ranks now, which is blue and blue stripe. So Mr. Jon, for blue belt, can I have a back leg jumping front snap kick this time? And Mr. CJ can have a back leg jumping roundhouse kick, please. Good. Mr. CJ, please begin on this one. Now, everyone, when you have a directional jump, so if that's a front leg jumping kick or a back leg jumping kick, you want to try to go the direction of that kick. A front leg, you're going to go forwards. A back leg, you're going backwards. A front leg is more of an aggressive technique, more of an offensive. Back leg is more of a defensive technique, often a counter. You're using that jump for speed. And gentlemen, go ahead and take a break for me. We're going to move on to our last kicking combination now. So everyone, hopefully you've been staying with us. Hopefully you kept your first kicking combination when it was first called. Now as we get into our second one, hopefully you're doing those as well. And again, if you're not sure what to do or how to do this technique, do make sure you take a look at some of our previous videos. Now, Mr. CJ, for our brown belt, I'm looking for back leg out twin crescent kick, spin jump out twin crescent kick. Mr. Jon, for brown stripe, is a switch feet jump back kick. Mr. CJ, one more time, please begin. CJ. The unusual thing about crescent kick, everyone, is it's not an axe kick. It doesn't come down. If you notice Mr. CJ's foot, his energy is coming across. It's almost like a smack. For Mr. Jon, he has to be careful of his over-rotation because he's switching his feet. For this technique, it's a lot of turn. So it's all about, can you turn, stop, kick, and jump all together. And that's a hard thing to do. That's a big task for you brown stripes. But if you take your time, you work on locking that shoulder in, you work on settling your weight, you'll get it. And gentlemen, come back. Please face each other. Tip and yeah. Good. Now, higher belts. We're going to finish out today with one more kicking combination, but not combination, one kick. But this time you're going on my signal. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a back hook kick. Very difficult kick. So I'm going to give you a quick second to take a practice for it. And I want it done in a specific way too, which is going to make it harder. So we're going to make our sparring stance, and I want a 360 back hook kick, meaning I'm going to take my front leg and turn it. My back leg's coming up, around, and I spin until I've reset my position. So for the next about 30 seconds or so, I want to try that for me. Again, our hands are up, kick, make sure your stomach's away, but then finish the technique. So I don't want you to do a wheel, don't keep the leg straight, and I also don't want your stomach to come forwards on this kick. I want to see, can you extend your leg and then bring it back down? It's a little tricky, but I think you can do it. Again, everyone, please pick your favorite leg. So you can choose whichever side you like. We're doing only 5 of these though, everyone, because we're going fast, okay? So ready, our hands are up, our handstands. Ha! That's 1, land, 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 2. Good, set. Net. One more, toss it. And come on back. Again, everyone take a nice deep breath in. And out. And show. Now, if you lost your balance on that one, that's okay. That's normal. If you couldn't do all 5 at that time, that's also normal. It just takes some practice. Everyone, great job today. Hopefully we'll see you in class very soon. And I know we're going to keep these classes a little bit longer, so should be good. Let's face towards our flag, everyone, now. Okay. And come in. And let's face each other. And come in. All right, everyone, great job today. Hope you enjoyed class, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.